It's James Woods, aka Dat Yoga Dude, with Feel Free to Feel Free. And welcome to the Feel Free to Feel Free studio, where we bring in students, teachers, and parents to help impact their lives with yoga. Now, first I had to get my life impacted with yoga. I got started with yoga back in the day. Back in the day when I was a therapist. All right, so I have my master's in clinical counseling. I'm a marriage and family therapist, and I was a super therapist. I mean, I was going in and out of homes, probation, group homes, foster homes, just serving children, serving families, wherever they were, I was there. You got suspended, you were going to juvenile hall, you were losing the home, you were doing this. I was a therapist that was there, and I was working with families, I was working with kids to help them work through the issues that they were having. Unfortunately, I didn't have anyone to help me work through my issues that I was having while working with the kids. So I picked up a lot of the stuff, including a lot of their anxiety, a lot of their depression, and a lot of the pressure that I felt that I needed to help save them. I needed to help provide them with everything that I could just to move them forward along with their mental health. And I forgot to take care of my own mental health. One day, working 2 jobs, internship, building a business, school, family, all that kind of stuff, I'll never forget it. I went to this event. It was on Black History Month event. I was working 1 job, and we took the kids to an event. It was great. It was fun. It was an amazing time. And I knew that I had to leave early because I needed to take care of some notes for another job. And then after that, go to a whole nother event. Busy day. It was life. It was the life I was living. Every day was a busy day. It was full. But, I love it. I'm busy. I'm doing the work that I'm doing. I'm not sleeping right. I'm not eating right. I'm not paying attention to my body's needs. I'm not paying attention to my mental needs. I'm just running. You ever been there before? I go from one event to another event. And in between, I'm like, all right, I gotta get something to eat. So I'm gonna stop and get something to eat and do some work on my notes while I'm eating at the same time. Cool. I eat me a big old pasta meal. I think it was like BJ's or something. Hope you have a BJ's wherever you are. It's pretty good. I hop into my car, a 2005 Honda Civic. I used to be zooming up and down the freeway. Next shift. Hop in the car. I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna take a little nap first before I get to my next thing, taking care of myself. Get in my car, take like a 5-minute power nap. Boom, crank the thing back up, I'm hopping back in it. So I started zooming down the freeway, the 60 freeway. All of a sudden, I felt like I was in a video game, in GTA or something. You ever sitting at your desk or sitting at home and your head starts doing like this, and you wake up and like, whoa, you're in a whole nother world? I was doing that, going about 90 miles an hour on the freeway. Last thing I saw was my dash, going up and up and up. Next thing I know, head bob. I pick it up, boom! I slam into the center divider. My whole front driver's side is smashed in. I spin across 4 lanes of traffic, doing a full 180, and now I'm facing the back of the freeway sign. I can see the back. I knew I was going in the wrong direction. Vroom, 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 vroom. Cars is going on past me. Vroom. Big old trucks are speeding next to me. My windshield shattered, so now the glass has me covered in blood. My left side, driver's side, is smashed in. I can barely move, but all of a sudden, the door opens and I fall out. I'm in the middle of the freeway. Cars is flying by me. And as I barely crawl out and make it to the side of the freeway, the only thing I was thinking about was, man, I gotta get back to work. I survived, beaten and battered and broken, but some things needed to change. Luckily, I had a supervisor, and she was this yoga lady who I would always like to hear her talk. She was pretty cool, but one day she was like, James, you need to go to yoga. You should try yoga. No. I was like, I'm a strong, young black man. We don't do yoga. That was my thinking. That's what I thought. But finally, I gave it a shot. I gave it a try. So I go into this yoga studio. It smells like a yoga studio, like a locker room, a sweaty old mess. That's just the first thing I pick up. I get in there and I sit down and look around and notice I'm the only man in there. And I'm the youngest by about 20 years, it feels like. Okay, we start doing these weird breathing things. I'm just breathing and okay, it feels pretty cool though. And then we start doing the yoga poses. Now I'm an athlete, as y'all can see. So I'm thinking the yoga poses, all right, you're stretching it a little bit, it's cool. Then we start getting to these deeper yoga poses. We start getting to this downward facing dog. I start sweating, I start shaking, everything just, whoa, my whole body just starts. After I get my butt kicked and I see these older ladies just laughing at me, we make it to this final pose, Shavasana. As we make it into this final pose, I'm able to relax, I'm able to release, I'm able to let go. And that's when it hit me. All that pressure, all that stress, all that anxiety, all that depression just melted away. And I knew I wanted that for myself as well as for the students and the families that I work with. It was at that moment, I didn't have the name yet, but it was at that moment I became that yoga dude. Because I knew I had something to fully serve families and the children that I wanted to work with. I love therapy, it's great. It's an amazing tool, but to have the physical aspects of it, to have the mental aspects of it coming together in the yoga as well as the work that I've been doing, it was a powerful shift for me. I didn't work too much longer after doing my yoga. I knew the impact that I wanted to make. So I'm talking to you if you want to make an impact in the lives of our children. If you're an educator, if you're a therapist, if you are a teacher, if you are a staff member, if you work at a group home, if you work in a community center, if you just take care of your kids and you want to show them some powerful tools that's going to help them make decisions within their lives that can change their life, we got a program for you. If you just feel like you want to do a little bit something more in this world, if you want to shift to creating a bigger impact, not just for yourself, but for our future, we got a program for you. If you want to start a business that helps as well as can make you money, we got a business model for you. This yoga teaching program is for those who love working with youth, love building communities, love making an impact and making money at the same time. This is a 7-week program, and throughout those 7 weeks, it's going to transform you to see the opportunities that are out there to help kids deal with the stress that they were going through, to help them deal with all the mental issues that they have, to get them up and get them moving, get them exercising, get their mind going in the right direction, and even helping the parents. We know the amount of stress that is out there for you as a parent or for you that works with parents is crazy, and you need a little bit something more than what we're providing. You need to have an impact on our educators, our teachers. It's just something calling you. It's something pulling you in your heart right now to make an impact and to make an income. This is the program for you. We want to break it down step by step of how I transformed my thinking, how I transformed my mind, how I saw the opportunities out there to really care for the youth in our schools and to really change my life. Since I've started implementing these programs, my whole entire life has shifted in a direction I never even imagined. I'm able to impact thousands of kids on a regular basis. Through my programming, through our assemblies, through our live classes, through our virtual classes, you have the opportunity. No matter if you're at home and you want to keep your distance, no matter if you're on campus and you're already there and you just need some skills and tools to help you implement yoga into your sessions, come on into our training. Like, I need you to make this impact. It can be scary sometimes. Looking at what's going on in our campuses, seeing what's happening with our youth, seeing what's happening with our teachers and our parents. So I wanted to give you this opportunity right now to hop into our program. 7-week program. It's an investment of only $297 for you. $297. That's a fraction of the cost of a full yoga program. That's a fraction of the cost of a school certificate of all this, but it's 10 times the impact. I guarantee you. What you will see happen in campuses, how you will see teachers transform, parents transform, students transform. You know, I go on the campus and they don't know me as James, Mr. Woods, or anything like that. They just know me as that yoga dude. The dude that's going to come and help them breathe and help them relax. The dude that's going to come and help them focus so they can get those grades on the test. The dude's going to help them when they feel like they are getting bullied and they can make a better decision. I mean, this is real stuff. If you've ever done yoga, you know how it's impacted you. Imagining the power of the impact on an elementary school student. Let me tell you about this one student who came up to me and let me know how much of an impact that we made. They were afraid that for the rest of their life they were going to be bullied, that they were going to never make friends. But then they were able to calm down and relax and have a yoga practice. And they saw that they were working with other kids, and other kids saw them doing their yoga practice, and they came up to them and they made friends with them. They started having friends just off of yoga practice. And the teachers that worked with them said it helped to just transform the entire classroom. I'll never forget going to one of my students' homes. Now this was a student, he was active in the streets. He was a gangbanger. And he did what all the things gangbangers did, including getting shot. So I come into his house. Now usually he was never there, so I was coming to stop by and say hello to his parents and stuff, but he was usually never there. But he was there. I was surprised. And they were like, hey, he's in there, go on in there. He's in the back, go in there. I'm like, okay. So I go in there and I see him, and he's in a hospital bed. I mean, tubes everywhere in the gown, laid up in this big bed in his house. And he tells me, man, I wish I would have listened to you. I wish I would have listened to you about calming down and focusing. I wish I would have listened to you about all these things that you were telling me in these therapy sessions. I wish I would have listened to you. But I'm here now. What can you give me now? What can you leave me with now so I don't make another decision like this? A lot of the kids that I work with as a therapist, I wish I could have given them a practice, left them with something that they can do without me. This yoga practice has been it. To leave them with a physical practice they can do, a breathing practice they can do, a mindfulness, a meditation practice they can do to help them make the better decisions. As they go on to the next level, you can actually leave them with something. You can actually give them something to help them make a better choice. It was one teacher that I was working with. She was coming to work every day. She was also taking care of her family, taking care of her mother. And she didn't know how to show up as her full self because she was in between taking care of her mom and then coming to school and being a caretaker. She felt like all she did was take care of people. She came to one of her sessions, and after the session, she looked me in the eyes at the brink of tears, and she said, thank you. Thank you for giving me a moment to be there for myself. Thank you for helping me realize I wasn't breathing. I was tight, I was tense. Thank you for helping me realize my body needs time, my mind needs time, my spirit needs time. I've been giving so much to everyone else. Thank you for giving me back to me. I shed a little tear, just a little bit. But to see her after the following weeks and the work that she put in and the amount of commitment that she was able to give back to students, it blew my mind. Like, whoa, the impact here is serious. And the kids know it too. The kids pick it up real quick. I had another kid, he was a leader, I'll say that. He was a powerful leader. He was a leader in different organizations that belonged to the streets. They weren't LLCs or anything like that. He was a gang leader. and he would come into our yoga class, and he would make sure everybody shut up and listened at the time of Shavasana, the last class, because he would say, I don't get no rest at home. I don't get no rest at the streets. I don't get no rest in school. I'm going to get my rest here in this class. When we lay out on our backs, I go away. I go to a place that I feel comfortable and I relax, and ain't nobody in here gonna say nothing and take that away from me. I was blown away. He made everybody shut up in class. No talking, no snickering, no rolling around. He had the whole class silent because he needed his Shavasana. He needed his time to relax and take a break. And you don't even realize the impact that being on campuses has, being on camera has for our kids. Mrs. one of the student aides, she was just telling me how thankful she was for the yoga on campus, because she's walking all day long. She's walking around campus. She's making sure the cars come in. She's making sure the kids get on the bus. She's making sure all the trash is picked up. The kids are getting their lunch and everything. So she was having nerve pain. So yoga helped her to release the nerve pain, help the leg pain, so she can really fully enjoy her job once again and be there for students. I mean, this stuff is transformational at all levels of education, all levels of community work, all levels of support for our kids. It's transformational. Working in group homes and community centers, we sometimes deal with a lot of the staff who feel underappreciated, underpaid, underserved. But for them to have that yoga come into their sessions, into their day as well, to help them relax and deal with the stress, they show up better for the students. They show up better for the kids in a way that transforms the whole organization that they belong into. This stuff is transformational from top to the bottom. It was one kid, elementary kid, who was like, yo, my mom said I can't do this meditation stuff. She said I can only work with Jesus. I get it, okay. We all have these spiritual and religious beliefs and stuff, but I said, hey, can you sit down and breathe? Can you relax your shoulders? Can you just stretch? Cool. I won't even call it yoga for you. I won't even say shala blah 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 blah, whatever you think I'm about to say or anything like that. All I'm asking you to do is the same thing that you do in a PE class, the same thing you will do when you're in a regular class. We're going to just focus on our body and stretch. We're not going to focus on any scripture or we're just going to focus on that. Can you do that? I said, I'll ask my mom. And he asked his mom. And she said, yeah, I need to do that too. This stuff is transformational. So I know you have many stories for yourself of how yoga just turned your life around, put you in a different direction, of how you made yourself feel great when you were doing yoga, and during the pandemic you were getting up doing yoga every day, and how much of a difference it made. It still makes a difference for you, and it can still make a difference for our babies and those who are nurturing our babies. So I want to give you an opportunity to sign up, to join this teacher training that is going to shift the future, literally. I remember coming onto a campus of a high school, and I see one of the kids that I worked with in elementary. He's like, hey, you that yoga dude, man. I said, what you doing? What's going on? What's up here? You cool? Didn't know if he was in trouble. I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm studying for these state tests, man. I'm on my way to being a senior. I'm looking at colleges. And a lot of what I remember is about you telling me to breathe and relax, man. Okay. Now he was a lot taller and stuff now. He's big and everything. And he said, yeah, I just made some better decisions after I had those tools to be able to do that. Blown away. Blown away. To see the transformation from the elementary, kindergartners, all over the place, and see them just coming to their yoga pose, and then to see the high school students who are like, this is a tool I'm gonna use for the rest of my life, because life is crazy and I need a tool to deal with it. So we got millions, hundreds of thousands of stories, millions of stories of how this powerful practice has transformed lives of adults as well as the babies that we care and we nurture for. Find out about them in his yoga teacher training. Check it out below. So we're gonna be starting on the 29th of June, and it's gonna be a 7-week program. 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. Go ahead and join us. Make that transition in your life, in the life of our babies. Hopefully we can see some better news. Hopefully we can see some better things on the news with our schools and our kids. So I'm looking forward to seeing you in the training. We're gonna have a ball, we're gonna have fun, because that's what we do. We're gonna learn this information. I'm gonna give you a bunch of information. I'm gonna make you feel like you got everything you need to get ready to change the lives of babies. Breaking down this 7-step freedom process of yoga, and it's gonna help transform the kids you work with. It's gonna transform you, it's gonna transform the parents, the educators, the aides, the staff. It's here, it's ready for you. So go ahead, click below to get access. See if this works for you. Fill out the application, let us know more about you so we can know more about how we can serve you. I'm excited, I'm also that yoga dude. So as always, feel free to feel free, and namaste. Peace, peace, thank you.